Hey up, how are we doing everybody? Good evening, welcome to the Random Team Draw live for the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. I can't believe how quickly this has come around already, if I'm honest with you. It has absolutely flown into existence, and I'm very, very grateful for you all to be here. This isn't me looking at my best, I know, but it's part of it. It's part of the fun, isn't it? You know, I've literally just done my hair. Looks terrible. I was due a haircut. Beth's going to do it in a bit, so mint. I've got to pack a suitcase after this and get ready for the weekend. I'm down in Milton Keynes for a few days. I'm commentating at Rye House tomorrow, commentating at Daytona Milton Keynes on Sunday as well. It's going to be a busy weekend. And then it's 11 weekends straight of commentary, which includes trips to places like Mallory Park, Misano in Italy. I believe the Hungaroring is the last one of the 11 weeks as well. Then I get a week off, and then I go to... Bloody hell, where am I going after that? Well, there you go then. Got Brands Hatch Grand Prix next weekend. I was going to go to Hockenheim. Circumstances on that have changed. Might be doing it over here in the UK. And it's Mallory Park, Silverstone. And on that bank holiday weekend at the end of May, I'm going to be going Silverstone for Saturday, Sunday. Donington on Monday. Then I go to Misano at the end of that week in Italy. Excuse me, calendar. Do your thing. Cadwell Park after that. Then back to Silverstone. Then I'll go to Aragon in Spain for the 25th, 26th and 27th of June. Then I come back to go to Thruxton, one of my most anticipated weekends of the year. That truck racing at Thruxton. Wow. And then after that, I go to the Hungaroring for the 9th, 10th, and 11th of July. Then it's a week off, and then I go to Imola. So a very, very busy time for me at the moment. Now, a lot of the drivers have all seen that, you know, we've got a number of teams in this. They're all pre-made liveries. There's a bit of a, I don't want to call it a universe, but a lot goes on up here. And when I was a kid, I made a lot of sort of different teams and different sort of series and ideas and things in my head. I wanted to bring them to life a little bit more, and I did that in the British Boring Car Championship, but not in the same creative way. You know, those liveries were all sort of mocking something else. Now, what I've done here is I've made a lot of these teams, and I am going to be doing, obviously, sim racing's not going anywhere anytime soon, and hopefully over the next few years, I'm talking years, I'm going to be hosting a number of championships in different cars, different formats, you know, all over the place. This is the tip of the iceberg, and I'm really glad that you guys are in early on this one, because the same teams and things will be appearing in all these different championships. You know, we could have like an Indy Pro series or something like that, like open wheel stuff, with these teams that you're going to see now appearing in that. We're going to go and have a quick look at the teams and go over all them. I just need to quickly flick back to the very first one because I'm at the end of the list. But here you go. The first one's the most comical one. This is 5-a-day racing. Whatever you think of that, let me know. I know you probably see that and you think, what have you done, Chaz? But you can see the cars have the Chaz Draycott Media number boards on. They've got Vertex and Abruzzi branded on each corner. And then just a bunch of logos that I found in a mini logos document somewhere ages ago. So that's definitely not copyright. But yeah, that's 5-a-day racing. They're not all this funny. Some of them are a lot more serious than this, but I hope whoever gets 5-a-day racing can embody the fun of it, really. But fingers crossed that you do just that. The second one on the list is, of course, Abruzzi, one of the series partners. I'm very grateful to Ben Llewellyn and the guys at Abruzzi for jumping on and not just being a partner of the series, but, you know, one of my personal partners myself. It's great to be a part of what they do, and we already have had a lot of fun chatting away about everything that we're going to be doing, and yeah, certainly going to be a lot. So, very pretty car there for Abruzzi, but none of their drivers or any team members are in so far, so both of those cars are up for grabs. Blade Speed Esports. Again, these are going to be a bit cheesy, but this has got 4 or 5 different metallic spec maps on it in one place. That's all chrome on the lighter bits that you can see down the side, and then obviously metallic grey and silver in a lot of places. That was made as a bit more of a cheesy sort of esports teamy sort of livery, but I must admit, I did surprise myself a little bit with the spec maps on this. I put it on. I just thought, oh, I'll try this. Put it on, and I went, yeah, that'll do. That'll be all right, that. So that's Blade Speed Esports. Next up, Cross Development, as you can tell. Well, you can't actually. But on the roof, there's a massive Swiss cross. It's basically a Swiss team. Not much to say about that. They've got that little cutout behind the front arch, just to make it look a bit pretty. The black obviously comes off the little vent near the front wheels, and then it goes all the way back to the rear light. But again, quite a pretty car. That's one of the ones on my what are they called? The fading pictures in the background. Now, if you think that's gorgeous, you're going to love some of these, because honestly, I've put a lot of effort into these, if I'm honest with you. A lot of the entry fee goes towards the hours I've put in on these cars. I mean, Morgan Butler, who's in the championship, will tell you, I started these about 6 months ago. It's not been a consistent 6 months of building them, but I got to a point where I gave up on it. I was going to do it as an AI championship for a laugh, and then I thought, why not get people involved? Next up, Derrington Francis, which you can't really tell here, but it's got the chrome gold all over it, chrome leaf down the side of it. Very plain design, this. It's made to be like a sort of premium brand. All matte black and just nice and clean. Like a car sales and motorsport, it says down the side of it. But that's just coincidental, actually, because I think there is actually a company called Derrington Francis. I put 2 fancy words together, and yeah, it made a team. But not really my favourite one on the grid, but you know, it's a premium-ish looking brand, so it's yeah, it's surely got some good results in it for whoever gets it. DNA Motorsport, the first one I did, I thought I'd go for a bit of a cartoony design and give a proper shape to it and a proper livery, you know, not just paint it a colour and put a logo on it. Made the logo and everything myself as well. It's a bit cheesy in itself, but you know, that's what this is all about. It's all a bit of fun. Lining up you can see even where it joins the bumper now, I've not got that right, but it's an absolute pig because that's 90 degrees. So you've got to try and judge the angle of how something's flowing. But yeah, DNA Motorsport, nice, friendly, slightly cheesy livery on that one, but the spec map looks good on it. It's glossy white with all the blue in a matte and satin finish. So it looks quite nice when you get some decent lighting on it. Dragonfly Competition. If I told you they were Spanish, would you believe me? But again, just another basic design. This is actually based on the Partui Aguila Spanish display team. They fly, I think it's called a C-101 little jet, 6 of them. Unfortunately, one of their unfortunately one of their pilots was in an accident last year and passed away, I'm afraid. But you know, this is a bit of a sort of tribute to those guys. Nice metallic spec map on it, glossy everything else. Milky in the chat. Hey up, good to see you, mate. Next up, one of my favourites. This is actually based on a standard iRacing livery with some stuff thrown over it. We've got chrome Pirelli logos, chrome EMKA Racing logo. It's the same on the bonnet with the black stroke around it and sort of cartoony nature. Whole car is matte. Other than that, it's got that satin finish. You can see it above the door there, and it's just a little bit of reflection to it. Put a little bit more gloss in than I normally do on my my matte spec maps, and yeah, this one turned out all right. To be fair, this is one of my very favourites this season. Really striking livery, and to be fair, one with very few logos on it. You know, it just works. All of the logos are kept down low near this white section, and it just looks pretty tasty. That. What have we got going on in chat at the minute? Love it. I'm glad you like it, boys. Glad you like it. Thank you for being here. Next up, this, again, one of my favourites, Mirage Sport. Now, again, I made the logo myself. It's just a font with a bit cut out of it. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, I was explaining this one to Beth earlier. Anyone that's painted any cars using the standard iRacing car patterns will know that they come in RGB, red, green and blue. And if you cut around anything or just change the section, like one section, change the colour of it just to fill it on Photoshop, for example, you get either a bright green, bright blue or bright red, sort of few pixels just around the edge. And I had that on the black bit. I painted this with black sections up it, and then it had these really sharp green pixels, and I thought, if I just pixelate it a little bit, will it get rid of that? Like, will it blend the colours together? And then I went to the max with the pixelation, and yeah, it may not match up where the bumper meets the back of the car, but I think it looks absolutely mint. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I've even made the matte black sections all, well, matte, as I've explained. All the black bits are matte, but some of the colours that fade into them, like the progressive dots, looks like a Pantone book, they are still glossy. So you've got a nice bit of variation on that spec map there. All of these cars, by the way, at the front, if you look on the right-hand side on the front bumper, I've extended the vent to come all the way down to the bottom, and it really gives it a bit more of an angry look at the front end. Most of the cars have that. I think there's one or two liveries that I haven't included it on, but they will be for when they get sent out to you guys. No, unfortunately, Stephen, we cannot paint the rims on the Kia. We used to be able to, but they're all chrome now. I'm a bit gutted about that, to be fair. But I'm kind of glad, because I know that there are people that decide that pink wheels look fantastic, and it won't suit these liveries. Mood Springs, another one where I tried to get around anti-aliasing issues and actually made something a bit mental. You can see the spec map is actually where the shape used to be, and that all used to be blue and fade from one blue to the next. I thought I'll try and put a bit of blur on it just to soften it up, and it put a radial blur, so it spun the whole design down through like 360 degrees. I toned it down a little bit, and then now it just looks a bit smudged and all over the place. But that, with the combination of the spec map, it sort of gives it lots of different bits where the shades of blue. I mean, over the rear arch, there's a bit that goes up and over, and you can see it goes dark blue and then back to light blue, and then it goes into the glossy section of the body. Looks really good. Really good. I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. Ocean Racing Technology. Matte black, chrome blue, Spanish flag on the, Spanish tricolor on the front end. I really like these. I think this is one of the ones I spent the longest on, because getting those curves right, I mean, on the rear bumper it looks toss, but I got sick of trying to make curves. Because I use the polyagonal lasso tool. I don't sort of do the path tool and then bend it or anything. I did all that sort of by hand, you could say. And I thought it'd make quite a nice little shape. Glad you boys like it. So that one's going to be one of the hot property ones then. Obviously, 2 cars in each of these liveries. There are 2 teams where we're only going to be drawing 1 car of each tonight because their drivers are already chosen, essentially. Pramac Racing, the second one I ever did. So simple, so effective. It's based on a French racing team, and I honestly, the white's all glossy, all the stickers are glossy, and then the blue is matte. I really like this one. It just suits the Kia so well. It just looks finished. Looks like a proper car. You know, you've still got quite a lot of clear space in the front door and a bit between the Optima logo and the Pramac logo on the rear door, but it just sits right that with me. Really big fan of that one, but obviously it's we wait to see what you guys think of it. Next up, Simmortal have joined the fray. You would have already seen this livery in the announcement that we did. Michael Blake has jumped on. Michael is the first of the drivers that is actually set in where he's going to be. Obviously, he's going to be driving his own branded car just to stay on brand, but you've got a lot of different metallics and matte colours on this. It's actually based on the old, I think it was a Seat Cordoba rally car. Obviously with fluoro yellow instead of the hot yellow that they used to have, like the sunshine yellow, and then the orange and red is to signify the old Repsol logo that they used to have at the side, but with Simmortal instead, and it looks awesome. It's a lovely mix. It's a bit of everything on that livery, and I really, really do enjoy it. And I believe the last one, no, not the last one, this is Spec Map Heaven. For anyone that's a proper nerd, this is Spec Map Heaven. The sort of darker stripes are chrome on the side, metallic on the front and the back, and then there's 2 different types of metallic, from the green bit to the silver bit. Now, Euromet is actually I believe it's a fair trade standards agency or something, or organisation. I grabbed their logo randomly off the internet ages ago, I must admit, and I think it looks right. You know, they're not an organisation that's advertising anything. There's no copyright infringement intended or anything like that, of course, but I just think it suits the car nicely, and obviously I gave it these curves to sort of mimic what the logo has with it. And it sits alright. The Raid logo is another one I grabbed a while ago and have used in many cars just to fill a bit of space, but it just looked right there, having those sort of curvy bits on it. But yeah, really pleased with that one. I've got a shed load of messages. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, I've just had just had a message off one of our fellow broadcasters, Hassa Raymer, looking to get involved. I think we're on the last one now. Yes. Alex Sedgwick's going to have just fallen over because he is the other driver that is set in his position at the moment. Of course, Alex at Vertex, one of my partners at Chaz Draycott Media, he's been an absolute star. You know, Alex is brilliant. He's supported me since we did the very first broadcast together on Vertex Esports for the Vertex Stock Car Cup, and since then it's just been a hell of a lot of fun, and we're here now, and he's partner of the series. And this livery was on his first car that I saw him racing in the Vertex Stock Car Cup when he was on a Mustang, in a Mustang I should say. It had blue instead of the red, but I thought just to go with Vertex branding I'll do the red bit, and it's turned out alright on the Kia as well. It really does suit it. So Stephen King saying lump in my pants. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so Alex is in that one, not in the number 10 and the number 9. Obviously, these were just all done with the same number boards, except Michael's, which was done late, and as you can see, moves a little bit. But they're the teams. So we've got Vertex Esports, Team Euromet, we've got Simmortal, just simply Simmortal, Pramac Racing, Ocean Racing Technology, Team Mood Springs, that's a brand from the Cars movie franchise from Disney Pixar, Mirage Sport, EMKA Racing, Dragonfly Competition, DNA Motorsport, Derrington Francis, Cross Development, Blade Speed Esports, Abruzzi Racewear, and of course the comical 5-a-day Racing. So, we're going to get to the important bit now. This. This is every car that is currently available. Okay? So you've got, the pictures may not be the highest of resolutions and it may not have the team names on it, yes. But they're all the cars that are available. So, yes, Stephen King, yes, please do deliveries justice on track. We also have this wheel. Now, until literally about 25 minutes ago, no, actually not even that, about an hour ago I'd say, Donny Alpha Henriksen, who you'll see just in the middle there near the top, was actually going to be car sharing with Kyron O'Malley for this season. Kyron can only do the first 2 rounds of the championship, but we have enough drivers to fill every car for the first 2 rounds. That's, I think, what, 5 weeks from now? If we can get one other driver in from there, that driver will share the car that Kyron O'Malley gets drawn in. Until about an hour ago, it was Donny that was getting that, but we had 2 dropouts the other day, so Donny's taken one of those spots. Anyway, we shall see. So, what we're going to do, we're going to spin this wheel, see what driver gets picked, and then we're going to spin the other one to see what car they get. Simple. We remove each when they get through and go from there. So, shall we crack on? Hey? I've been staring at these wheels for days. I've been so excited about doing this because we did it for the Boring Car Championship last time out, and it was great. Also, the recent follower and subscriber thing below me is for Twitch, so ignore it. But, yeah, we'll see. Oh, stuff it. Let's click it. Let's see what the first driver in the history of the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship is to get chosen. Is that a Victor Oliveira? Oh, it's veteran and good friend of mine, John Roberts. Yes, John. Yes, John. There we go. John Roberts has been chosen. Are you in chat, John? Are you about? What do you want? There's a lot to choose from. Don't forget, only 1 Vertex car and 1 Simmortal car on the wheel. The Vertex car's on the right-hand side. Simmortal car is near the bottom. Just on the right-hand side of the Dragonfly competition one. Anything take your fancy, John? Not that they're all memorable team names. Stuff it. Let's go. Green one. Team Euromet. Okay. Well, I suppose you like green, so yeah, that'll... No, not like that. He likes the colour green. Oh, you might be. Dragonfly competition, or is it DNA? It's DNA. So John Roberts will be driving for DNA Motorsport. There you go, sunshine. Let me just grab the points, and I will fill that in for you. So John Roberts, the first driver to be chosen. James Leggett, good to see you in the chat, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Now, we're not going to remove all instances. We're just going to remove the one. Back to the names. Second driver of the season. I'm going to drink my non-branded can of drink. Is that a Butler? Or is it a Johns? He's not here to watch tonight because he's commentating on Virtual Bell Car, but here he is. Jack Johns, the racing line himself. Now, Jack is an absolute legend. I've commentated with him a few times already on Sim Racers World TV, but he started the Racing Line Jetta Cup after British Boring Cars was on. You know, some of the guys, Andy Fox showed him the British Boring Car Championship and he fell in love with it. Got in touch. He's been brilliant, you know. And there was a fantastic... Hello, Werrell. That's amazing. I was just about to mention you. There was a fantastic moment where Jack Werrell messaged me and he said, I think I've got a commentator for Sim Racers World TV because we were looking for a new one. And I went, it's not Jack Johns, is it? Because I watched his streams and he's very good. So Jack Johns has actually signed up to race in this as well. So interesting to see how he gets on. Let's see what car he ends up with. 5 a day, Stephen King says. Give him 5 a day. I think that's going to be Pramac. Or is it Mood Springs? It's Mood Springs. There you go. Mood Springs 4. The Johns. Where the hell have I put them on my thing? There they are. I've got the spreadsheet on my left and I can barely see all of it. I know. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Next driver then. Let's see. I hope you like this format, by the way, guys. I know it gets a bit repetitive at this point, but I hope you enjoy it. I really do. And I hope the championship is good to be a part of as well and good to watch. Now, ooh, Jason Rowe. Jason Rowe, he's been racing with me for a very long time. I've just realised that Michael Blake's still on the list, and so is Alex Sedgwick. Dead good stuff, Chaz. So I'll remove Jason Rowe. I'm just going to get rid of Alex as well, sorry. And Michael Blake. Sorry, boys. My bad. So Jason Rowe. What have we got here? Oh, Alex Sedgwick subscribes to the channel. Get in. Right then. What is Jason Rowe going to get? Let's see. Oh, Jack is here. Sorry, mate. He wants the Chrome eSport thing. Oh, look at that. There you go. Jason Rowe gets one of the prettiest cars on the grid. Team Euromet. You better do it justice, sunshine. Better do it justice. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right then. Next up, we have... hopefully not Alex Cedric or Michael Blake. No offence, boys. Let's see what we got, shall we? See what we got. Is that an Underhill or a Butler or an Elliott? Or even Austin Greatorex? Now... oh, it's Tim Cox. Tim Cox gets it. Yes. Go on, Sunshine. Tim's been great since getting in touch in the first place. He's been a real star. Really lovely bloke is Tim. And a fellow commentator as well. Another commentator in the series. That looks like Dragonfly competition. Or is it Mirage? It's Dragonfly competition for Tim Cox. No Spanish holiday included with that, I'm afraid, mate. But there you go. Your car is chosen at Sunshine. Nice wagon until turn 1, says James Leggett. Now, Austin Greatorex is one to watch out for as well. Austin is fast. Very fast. Let's see. That's a bit mesmerizing. I can't look at that when it spins properly because it's a bit... messes with my head a little bit. Is it Magic? Magic is the first person that ever became a champion of a series that I ran. Oh, that was close. Magic won the club series, or the BSR Kia club series, years ago, and it was one of the greatest final races I've ever seen. He was against Ben Hackerson for the title. Magic got taken out in the final race of the season by John Richardson, and then Ben had this incredible drive from the back of the field because he disconnected in race 1. It went the way of Magic in terms of the championship. Then Magic just got taken out, and then Ben just came from nowhere and was right on it for the end. And then Neil Bamber had a go into the last chicane, put Ben off his run. Neil got a run off him, and I think it was like 20 thousandths of a second or something, which put Ben one position back from where he needed to be in the championship, and Magic won. It was absolutely amazing. So it's great to have Magic back again. Great to see you, mate. And I thoroughly hope you get the car that you want. Oh, there you go. Blade Speed Esports. No one's going to miss you in that, Magic. Flipping heck, mate. One of the shiniest cars you could get. Now I've got to remember how to spell your name after all these years. There you go. Thanks for ruining the ending. Oh, trust me. No one's going to go and find that. No one's going to go and find that race. It wasn't broadcasted. Right then, we've still got a hell of a lot of drivers to go here, boys. Still got a hell of a lot of drivers to go. There are some that still haven't paid, by the way, so please do send it in, because Sunday is the cut-off and I'm not here, so you better get it done. Is that the happiest man in sim racing? Oh, it's quite the opposite, actually. It's James Underhill. Hey up. I love James. James is honestly one of those people who gives me so much... yeah, just so much crap all the time. But he does it in a loving way. He's very honest. He's very honest. Rips into me daily about stuff. Oh, and is the other Euromet one going to go early? It is. Wow, Team Euromet then. The first team, one of the highest anticipated teams as well, the one that a lot of people wanted. Jason Rowe and James Underhill are going to be in the same team. There you go. Team Euromet's gone, everybody. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Oh, it's Jason. Who's Jason? It's Jason Glenn, is it? Can't see your profile picture, lads. Is that Jason Plato? Don't know. Right then. Next up. Still got a hell of a lot of drivers to get through. We've got 22 left. Stephen King's out of the championship now, that's it. You can't get Euromet. Oh, it's Rob Lundgren. Now, Rob's been a regular in the Chaslington Touring Car Championship, the British Boring Car Championship as well. Rob is an absolute legend. Always exciting on track and a really nice guy. Really good to speak to Rob, so great to have him back as well. Is that a Mirage Sport car? It is. Rob Lundgren in the wonderful red Mirage Sport machine. There you go, mate. You've got yourself a wonderful looking bit of kit. And it is Jason Glenn. Good to see you, lad. The Kreener Destroyer. Yeah, that's you, mate. Dirty driver, you, J-Sled. Dirty driver. Yep, both the 5-a-day cars are there, boys. Both the 5-a-day cars. Whoever gets those cars, I really hope that you back it up with some strong memes all season. Is it going to be Kenny Mitchell? No, it's going to be Carl Jacqueline, another regular in the British Boring Car Championship. Had a fantastic turn of pace in Season 2. Good to have Carl back on the grid. Let's see what he gets. Now, oh, one of them's gone, Carl Jacqueline. Carl Jacqueline gets 5-a-day racing. There you go, sunshine. Love it. Mega. Carl Jacqueline. Well, that won't be a meme. Carl's going to be fast this season, boys. Trust me. Right. Now, what I was going to say is, how long are the 5-a-day cars going to last? Because when everybody wanted the Renault Laguna liveries in the British Boring Car Championship, they were the last 2 cars to go. And we just spun it for the sake of it. Still quite a lot there, though. There's neither of the Abruzzi cars have gone. Neither of the Darrington Francis cars. EMKA's on the board. So is both of the Pramac cars. Cross development as well. And the Ocean Racing Technology ones. Now, a lot of people seem to like those, so keep our eyes on them. Still got 33 people watching at the minute. Thank you very much, guys. I hope the championship gets that good of viewing figures. That looks like a Butler. Or is it an Elliott? Oh, it's a Michael Elliott. Or is it? Ooh. Oh, my goodness me. Michael Elliott. The South African himself. The absolute legend. He's back on the grid after doing the British Boring Car Championship as well. Let's see what he can get here then. The images are getting bigger now, so we can see the cars a little bit more clearly. He's going to get one of the Ocean Racing Technology machines. There you go. You've got to love that. Michael Elliott in one of the prettiest cars on the grid, it has to be said. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice indeed. Well done, mate. You got yourself an absolute belter there. Not that they're any different from one another. Right then. Next up, we still have 19 drivers left to go. I'm pretty sure this playlist's going to run out, isn't it? I've not looked at what it is. I'm just going to shuffle some songs. There might be a lot of swearing in these, but stuff it. Hey, Morgan Butler, wee! We all thought that had stayed on Victor Oliveira then, didn't we? Morgan Butler is next up. No tension there. Look at that, landed right in the middle. Morgan the lad. Let's see what Morgan gets then. Oh, Morgan with a Abruzzi. There you go, lad. Oh, no. Does that go against the sponsorship of 3M? Oh, dear. Morgan Butler. Morgan Butler? Morgan Butler for Abruzzi Racewear. That'll do. Pog, pog, pog. Have I got a teammate yet, says Jack Johns. No, you've not. This is a tune, isn't it? I'm probably going to get copyright struck to death for it, but we'll see. Thank you very much, Track Velocity boys. Good to see you. How are we? Glad you like the liveries, boys. Oh, are we going to get the man himself? Donny Alpha Henriksen? No. Chris is going to park his boat in the harbour. There he is. Don't know Chris very well, I won't lie, but it's a new name to me, which is all good, because that's what this series is all about. You know, there's drivers and people in this series that I've never seen before on iRacing. I've never had the chance of commentating on them, and it's something new. EMKA Racing. EMKA Racing. Nice. There you go. Mr. Harbour. I've just put you in as Barber by accident. I'm sorry. There you go, mate. That is one of the prettiest cars on the grid. You should be very, very pleased with that one, my friend. Right then. We're getting less and less now. 17 drivers left to go. This took a lot less time in the British Boring Car Championship because there was only 16 cars, so we're not even there yet. is it Luke Austin of Alpha Live? It's not. It's karting sensation Ben Pennyworth. I don't know if he's that good at karting, but he does a lot of it. Ben Pennyworth, then. See what team he gets.
I'm a rock star. I get the yatty love like a pop star. And when I'm in my ends, I'm a block star. Wait, everybody run from the cop car.
Oh, the other Abruzzi car goes in quick succession. Teammates with Morgan Butler. Both of these boys have raced in the British Boring Car Championship. Ben joined us for the Christmas beach party that we did at Daytona. And if you've not seen that on Sim Racers World TV, go and watch it because it was absolutely hilarious. Anyway, we had the big one at Daytona in Volkswagen Jettas. You can imagine what that looked like. These are killing my head. These yellow light glasses, blue light glasses. Who's next then? Still some fantastic names on this list. Good to see Craig Schill in there. Oh, Mr. King. Is it going to tick over to Kyron? Listen out. Shut up, music. It is. Kyron O'Malley is next up. Now, this is an important one because don't forget, Kyron can only make the first 2 rounds of the championship at Silverstone. He can do pre-season testing at Alton Park, but he can only make Silverstone and Brands Hatch the first 2 meetings. He's not allowed abroad, basically. I don't know whether that's because of his passport, his age, or what. But we'll see. Now, whoever gets picked here... Oh, now then! Michael Blake gets Kyron O'Malley for the first 2 race meetings. From then on, we don't know. That's intriguing. Especially as it's Simmortal as well. Love it. So we'll have to see what happens going forward with that then. Oh, mate, Stephen King. He's going to be gutted. He's going to be gutted. But there you go. Simmortal then. Michael Blake and Kyron O'Malley. Another team completed. Maybe I should change this music. Let's just go back with what I had before, shall we? Oh my god. I knew it did that as well. There we go. Second time lucky. Not that we've had 15 others drawn before you, but Stephen King! Come on down. How's the new novel, lad? No, I'm not. No. I've told myself I'm not going to go down that route this season. Is that wheel going backwards or is it just me? Wow. Sent my eyes west, that did. Right then. Stephen King, what have we got? What have we got? 5-a-day racing. 5-a-day. Is it Mood Springs? It's Team Mood Springs for Stephen King. He's got a spring in his step as King. Springy King. He joins Jack Johns. Team Mood Springs. There you go. There you go, mate. You wanted to be with Jack Johns, and you've ended up with him. How these things work out, eh? Fantastic. There you go. I can't believe that. That's absolutely amazing. The chances, because don't forget the drivers are randomly selected as well. I did not set that up at all. Promise you. Promise. These have been shuffled loads as well beforehand, so yeah. I hope I'm not this far down at the end of the season, says Luke Austin. It'll be you next now. Never mind. Good luck next time. Is it Donny? It's going to be Donny, innit? He'd better do well. Well, I was going to say he'll do well at Donington Park, but we're not going there. Donny Alpha Henriksen, who recently became a full-time driver in the championship as well. I honestly cannot believe that Stephen got pulled with Jack. That's just mad. Donny Alpha Henriksen then. Let's see what he can do. Well, let's see what the wheel can do. Oh, is it a Dragonfly competition teammate? Is it Mirage? They've both got drivers already. It's Mirage. So Donny Alpha Henriksen will be joining Rob Lundgren at Mirage. There you go. One of the prettiest cars on the grid again. Love that thing. Looks great on the Kia, doesn't it? Right then. Not many left now. 13 to go. Let's see what we get. God, that's messing with my head, that is. I can't look at it. I really hope you're enjoying this, though, guys. Obviously, this is just the prelude to what's going to be an exciting championship. Oh, it's Craig Cameron, the man who can't read the entry form. I always put in the rule book that you're not having triple-digit numbers. You'll have seen by the pictures on the cars, the numbers take up quite a lot of the number board. I hate triple-digit numbers on cars. I think it looks awful. Sorry, John Roberts. But all 3 of Craig's choices for his car number were triple digits. So I messaged him saying, can you, not, mate? What does he get? Is it cross-development? Ocean? No. First of the cross-development cars, then, goes the way of Craig Cameron. There you go. That's all good, John. It's all good, mate. Don't you worry. Right then, so cross-development taken. We still have 12 left to go. 12 left to go. Yeah, Jason Rowe really wanted to be James Bond, but that wasn't happening. Let's see. I think, ironically, John Bailiff hasn't paid yet. It's quite ironic, isn't it? Or has he? Where is he on the list? Oh, no, he has. Sorry, John. Sorry. But I would have thought it would be absolutely hilarious if he hadn't paid, wouldn't it, being called Bailiff? Anyway, can't pay, we'll take it away, but we'll give you a Kia Optima. Let's see what he gets then. Oh, is he going to be teamed up with Alex at Vertex? He is. There you go, Alex. What's your surname? Sedgwick. Alex Sedgwick gets his first recruit, you could say, in the form of John Bailiff. So just in case Alex gets done over financially, he's got the man for the job. Those jokes are not going to be finishing at any point over the season. But there you go. Our second Vertex car on the list and another team complete. So in terms of the teams, we've got Pramac, who haven't got any yet. Darrington Francis haven't got any yet. And that's it. But we have DNA Motorsport with 1 to go, Cross Development, Ocean Racing Technology, Dragonfly Competition, EMKA, 5 a day, and Blade Speed. Daniele Giudici, the happiest man in sim racing. Absolutely love Daniele. Such a superstar, man. He's absolutely awesome. Always good fun to speak to. And a right laugh. A right laugh. Now, I know there's a few guys in my Discord, by the way, that are sitting waiting for a chat. We'll have a chat with them afterwards. Daniele Giudici gets the Pramac car, so the Italian driver in the French car. Are we going to see any stereotypes there this season? Let's make sure we don't, eh, Daniele? Yeah, Ben Carino wanted the Vertex car. I know, mate, don't we all? Right then, 10 to go. No, there isn't another Vertex car. Alex Cedric has already got the other one, because it's his brand, so he's got that car. Same with Michael Blake and Simmortal. Craig Schill, Craig Schill, Craig Schill, Craig Schill, Craig Schill, Craig Schill. Boom, Craig Schill. There you go. Craig's been a real star as well, you know, recently. He's quite new to iRacing still. I've watched him develop in the Sim Racers World Formula 3 Series and TCR Series, and he's really getting the hang of everything now, so really good to have Craig in the championship. We still have Darrington Francis with no cars chosen yet. Let's see. And it's going to be cross-development. So there you go. Instead of watched him develop, can do more of that. At cross-development with Craig Cameron as his teammate. So it's Craig and Craig. Craig Squadron cross-development. There you go. Smashing stuff. 9 to go, boys. 9 to go. Second fastest Swindon VOC iRacer, says James Leggett. Are we going to get the German Ben Hoffman? We are indeed. Ben Hoffman. Ben is deceptively fast. Ben is very, very quick. He's good in a Formula 3 car as well. So keep an eye on him, because if you're pootling along and you get complacent, it won't be too long before he tells you to Uber Jagger. This is not taking long to spin now at all, is it? And it's DNA Motorsport. DNA Motorsport then, teaming up with John Roberts, is Ben Hoffman. That's a strong team, if you ask me. Strong team. John is no slouch in these Kias. He has got, flipping heck, how many hours, John? How many hours in that Kia, mate? Too many, I think, is probably going to be the answer. Love it from Sean Gardner. Lovely stuff. Right then, who are we going to get next? Is it Kieran Dempsey? It is Kieran Dempsey. Or Kieran Dempsey. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong, mate. Next up then, who is Dempsey going to team up with? Still no Darrington Francis cars picked yet. Looks like we might get one now though. Oh, is it the other 5-a-day car? It is! Kieran Dempsey gets the meme-mobile, the 5-a-day racing machine. He teams up with Carl Jacquelet. There you go, mate. 5-a-day are off the board. Smashing. Right then, 7 to go. 7 to go. Looks like it's going to be Luke Austin of Alpha Live. The legend himself. He's dealt with me more than he should have. He's put up with me and my awful unprofessionalism, or lack of professionalism, way too many times. Poor Luke Austin. Let's see. Oh, is it Pramac? It is. It's Pramac. Still no Darrington Francis cars chosen, you know. But Pramac Racing for Luke Austin, that's not a bad shout at all. He teams up with Daniele Giudici. That's a strong team as well, to be fair. Love it. Right then, 6 to go. Let's see what we got. That wheel gets trippier and trippier the more drivers we take off it. Oh, it's between the two Scotsmen, Ben Creaner and Scott Malcolm. Listen. Yep, Scott Malcolm. Next to be chosen. Good to have Scott in the championship. Another guy I've raced with for so long. Since I started in the BSRTC Pro Series, I've raced with Scott Malcolm and commentated on him in many a series as well. Still no Darrington cars gone. Is it going to be the other? It is. Ocean Racing Technology gets Scott Malcolm. There you go. So he teams up with Michael Ellett. Lovely job. Lovely job indeed, boys. Nice. There you go. He's got the Scottish blue up the side of the car, even though there's a massive Spanish flag on it. Sorry, boys. Who was it he teamed up with? Michael Ellett. So we've got a South African and a Scotsman with a massive Spanish flag up the side of the car. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Well, let's do this in reverse then. There you go. Now we're spicing it up. Okay. So we've got a Darrington Francis car. So now we're going to take that off. And whoever this picks is getting that car. We'll do it that way around. Ben Creaner. Now he's been running black liveries this season. In respect for his nanny, who unfortunately passed away, and he's, he told us in the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup he's doing that. So you get to continue the trend, Ben. There you go. You get to continue that wonderful touch. Ben Creaner in the first of the Darrington Francis cars. I like that. No disrespect meant in any way, by the way, Ben. If that came across wrong, I'm sorry, mate, but I thought you'd quite enjoy the fact that it stays with the theme, obviously, of your recent liveries. Oh, Kenny Mitchell next up. Kenny's a superstar. I say this about all these guys because I love so many of these boys in this field, but Kenny often runs under the Racing for Luby branding, which his sister was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer. I think it was the last 12 months, and he's been trying to do everything he can to raise money since then. And if I'm honest, I probably should have put this in earlier as well, because I really do want to give this as much support as possible. He's raised £2,295 so far for cancer research. And there is the page, just in case you do want to donate. Obviously, don't feel obliged, but if you can help out in any way, then please do. He's been running the colours for his sister and doing everything he can. He's just such a trooper, is Kenny Mitchell. Absolutely love the bloke. And he's such a sound guy as well. We're always in touch whenever he's racing in a series or getting involved in something. So let's see what car he gets. Is that going to flick over? No. And after me complaining about the Darrington Francis cars not going, they've gone in very quick succession. So there you go. Ben Kreener and Kenny Mitchell, both guys that are very fast in the Vertex Stock Car Cup, have been running together in this now, or will be running together in this now. Smashing. We will do a recap at the end, and we're going to get the thoughts of some of the drivers as well in the series who are still in the chat. And we've got 3 drivers here that in my head are very different. I'm not sure on Adam's pace. I know Victor Oliveira from the Sunday Drivers' Cup, and Austin Greatorex is just unbelievably quick in a Porsche. But it's Adam Wright who is next up. Let's see what Adam gets, shall we? EMKA, Dragonfly Competition, or Blade Speed Esports. That's going to be the EMKA car. There you go. Cracking stuff. Adam Wright will drive for EMKA. And there's only 2 left now. The 2 cars that we have. Blade Speed. Excuse me. 2 wonderful metallic cars. Blade Speed Esports and Dragonfly Competition. Austin Greatorex and Victor Oliveira. Going to be Austin Greatorex. I'm sorry, Victor. Victor's such a fan of my channel as well, and it's typical, isn't it? Although he gets the most screen time with his name up there, so there you go, mate. Austin Greatorex is the penultimate driver to get drawn. We will spin it for Victor in a minute anyway, just for the sake of it. Victor wants Blade Speed. Oh, I don't know if he's going to get it. Oh my God. Fantastic. Austin Greatorex then joins Tim Cox at Dragonfly Competition. That was so close, it was unbelievable. Right then. Just for you, Victor. Just for you, mate. It doesn't even tick or make a noise. But there you go, mate. Victor Oliveira is the last driver to be drawn for the series. And it's going to... Oh, it doesn't finish directly upright. That would have really pleased my OCD. But just for the record, everybody, just so it's been done, Victor Oliveira, the final driver to be drawn this season, and he will be driving for Blade Speed Esports alongside Maciej Sakovic. Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right then, so I guess, everybody, it's time to recap. So we're going to go through the teams, and I'm going to tell you who is driving for who. So, we start with the comical 5-Day Racing, who have Carl Jacquelet in the number 42 car, and Kieran Dempsey will be driving the number 40 car. So 40 and 42, nothing to do at all with the number 5, so that hurts my OCD. Cheers, boys. Abruzzi Racewear. Now, this is a very strong team, in fairness. Morgan Butler and Ben Bennyworth, really good-looking car for them guys. So hopefully they can do the brand well, and Ben Llewellyn doesn't come around to kick my head in when he's had some news of poor results in the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. Blade Speed Esports, another shiny car. Maciej Sakovic and Victor Oliveira, as we just found out there. Those guys are going to have a lot of fun just trying not to blind themselves with their own car, I imagine. Cross development. Really, this is just going to be called Craig Squadron this season. Craig Schill and Craig Cameron in those 2 cars. Then we have the Darrington Francis lot, which is going to be Ben Kreener and Kenny Mitchell. So another quite apt matchup there. Those 2 guys both racing in the Vertex series as well. I've commentated on the pair of them quite a lot. DNA Motorsport, John Roberts and Ben Hoffman. That is also a really good lineup, to be fair. John's got so much experience in these cars, and Ben seems to be quick at whatever you put him in. Then we've got Dragonfly Competition, who we saw just get sorted at the end there. Tim Cox and Austin Greatorex are going to be driving those 2 cars. Love the look of that thing. EMKA Racing, Chris Harbour and Adam Wright. If I'm honest, I've not seen either of those drivers race before, so that's going to be a very interesting team to watch for me. I have to keep my eye on those boys for sure. Mirage Sport, hopefully we're not seeing things when Robert Lundgren and Donny Alpha Henriksen take to the track, but 2 really sound guys from what I've seen. So that'll be a team that definitely doesn't get itself in trouble, I think it's safe to say. Team Mood Springs, Jack Johns and Stephen King. Can you believe it? I honestly did not rig any of this. You've seen me doing the spins. There's no way. I didn't know anything about this. It wasn't set up in a certain order or anything like that. There's no way you can do it. So, there you go. Ocean Racing Technology. Michael Elliott and Scott Malcolm. Both of them really sound guys. Both very quick on their day. So, keep an eye out for them, guys. They will get consistent points this season. Pramac Racing. Daniele Giudici and Luke Austin. Both of them have helped me greatly in my time in commentary and sim racing in many different ways, so really glad that those boys have got a pretty car to go with it. Simmortal, obviously, Michael Blake is going to get joined by Kyron O'Malley, but only for the first 2 rounds this season, so keep an eye out. And if you know anybody that wants to get involved in the championship, when that spot comes available after the first 2 meetings, once Kyron departs, it's theirs, and they can get to drive the Simmortal car. So that'll be one of the only drivers that signs up knowing what car they're going to drive as well. Quite interesting. Team Euromet, Jason Rowe and James Underhill, 2 veterans of iRacing. I've raced with the pair of them for a long time, so hopefully they do that livery some justice. And then, of course, Vertex Esports. Alex Sedgwick taking the first seat and John Bailiff joining him. It's just going to be a really good car to look at from all angles, in honesty. The music has stopped now, unfortunately, but we will at least get some of the guys in for a quick chat. Let's have a look. Who can we grab in first? Well, seeing as he's only going to be with us for a couple of rounds, we'll bring in Kyron O'Malley. Kyron, you've obviously been drawn in the Simmortal car to join Michael Blake. It's a very colourful machine. How are you feeling about trying to not distract yourself with all the pretty colours on it?
It's going to be a difficult challenge, I think. Definitely trying not to distract myself with the colours on the track, especially considering the hood's lime green. That's going to be a challenge.
Have you done any learning in this car yet? Have you got any experience in it?
I have. I've done a little bit of practice at Silverstone. I only got 2 to 3 laps, but it didn't go all that well. I'll put it that way. Hope to get some practice in at Alton Park, because obviously that's the first race. Yeah.
It's a really hard track to get used to in this car, especially with the understeer. I mean, Alton Park is known for being quite fierce on its off tracks on the best of times, so it's going to be.
I saw your lap there.
Yeah, I mean, even I don't know what I'm doing in it, to be fair, mate. But it's going to be about patience, isn't it, this season?
Definitely. Just trying to get used to all the different drivers, obviously coming from the Vertex Esports series, the stock cars, making a major change to different car, different tracks as well.
That should be intriguing.
Definitely going to be a challenge.
Well, I look forward to seeing how you get on, mate. And we've actually just had news as well. Sean Gardner has actually put himself in to. He's signed up to get back on it. So we've already got your sort of secondary driver for the season. So the slot has been filled. So you need to get the momentum in early and make sure that Sean's got plenty to work with from there, eh?
Yep, definitely do. And good luck, Sean, for the rest of the season once I depart. Hopefully see some quite good finishes early on, and then he's got something to work with going forward.
Smashing. Well, great to speak to you, Karen. Thanks very much for signing up, mate, and we'll see you as the season progresses, mate. Cheers.
And you. Thank you, Chaz.
Thank you. Next up, then, we'll drag in Craig Schill, who's part of Craig's squadron in the cross-development cars. Craig, it's quite a garish red, but it's quite a tidy-looking car, isn't it, that?
I quite like it. It's a good one. Nice easy as well, because they're both called Craig, so you won't get confused.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose if you're battling on track, I'll say, oh, look, it's Craig.
Yeah. Nice to see Mr. Leggett not doing any work today. I am the fastest driver in Swindon Vault, not the second fast.
Well, you'll have to prove it to him this season. Is there any track that you see on the calendar that takes you fancy particularly?
I've been doing a lot of practice at Alton. A lot of practice just to get used to the car.
Yeah.
And get used to the understeer. I did not realise it was as bad as what it is.
Oh, it's mental. Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, I only really picked Alton because we start the series in the UK, and as we go, I'm going to try and figure this out, how it's going to look on camera, but we sort of start up here at Alton Park, go down to Silverstone, and then down to Brands Hatch, and then across to Zandvoort. Not only does it sort of fit in with the aesthetic of where the series travels, but Alton's one of those tracks, it's got a bit of everything, hasn't it, to test this car. You know, it's got ups and downs, it's got slow corners, fast corners, and loads of bumps. So it's the best place to get used to it, I reckon. What do you think?
Yeah, since my time in iRacing, which as you know isn't long, I've not done it with a lakeside turn in it. So the first couple of times I went round in a test session, I was like, oh, got a turn now.
Ended up
uphill
barreling
straight on.
yeah, it's not easy to get this car settled, but it's a lot of fun when you get used to it. And I mean, what do you make of it in a straight line? It certainly goes, doesn't it?
Oh, it's rapid. And I watched your video, and it's so twitchy under braking for the first couple of laps, and just like it just wants to go off, and then just like, oh, there's a wall over there, I'll fire you into that. It's a bit like when I first started in the TCR, but worse.
Well, it's certainly good to have you in it, mate. And like I say, it's been interesting watching your development over the first couple of series that I've seen you in. So fingers crossed it goes well for you, mate. But thanks for signing up, and we'll speak to you again very soon.
Yeah, catch you later.
Cheers. And then we also have waiting in the wings is Morgan Butler, who, of course, I say of course as if I know which team he's part of, as if I'm going to remember. Abruzzi for Morgan Butler. That's not a bad one to have, is it, mate?
No, it's a good team to be in, good livery. Not so good for sponsors, but, you know, we move. They'll be right.
We move indeed, mate. We move indeed. But, I mean, this is a car that you've been very excited about driving for quite a while now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think probably the reason this is mainly started is because I pressured you and told you multiple times, do it in the Kia, do it in the Kia. And the amount of times you said no, and then just did it anyway, in spite of all my asking.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I mean, as I said earlier, you know how long this has been sort of in the works on and off, with me deciding to do it, then being like, oh, stuff it, I can't be bothered, and now here we are, and it's finally going to get a bit of movement, I think, so it should be good. I mean, I can't remember whether you actually raced this car before the TCR came out or not.
Yeah, I raced it a few times. I was a reserve driver for CQR, so every now and then I'd replace usually either Stu McFadden or Rusty.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't finish that many races, I'll be honest. But I mean, I was only on iRacing for a few weeks when I first jumped in BSRTC, so it was being thrown in at the deep end a bit. For sure. The car's definitely not the easiest thing to drive. No,
that's true. I mean, it's all right when when you get it in a straight line, though, because I mean, as I said to Craig, then it's so much fun. But the thing is, it's not got much more power than the RS3 TCR, but it's just the way it puts it down and pulls, isn't it? The gearing is just nuts.
It's because there's no downforce. So
yeah, true.
But there's no anything. It's just all out straight line speed with like brakes that are pretty much like, I don't know, like paper plates. That's kind of all they are.
Well, I mean, you can see the rear disc on this now, and to be fair, I mean, I've got a small plate on here when I was eating before I went on live broadcast, and that's just about as big. So, yeah, it's certainly not the most aerodynamically and mechanically dependent car. It's just got a rocket ship of an engine in the front of it. So,
oh yeah,
I'm intrigued to see how you get on there, Morgan. It's good to have you in the series, mate. And I mean, you know, we've seen each other racing for a long time now, so it's certainly going to be exciting, mate. But thanks for popping in, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Looking forward to it.
Cheers. I know he's jumped in. He's jumped in as the happiest man in sim racing. Daniele Giudici, my friend. How are you, mate?
Hello, my dear. How are you doing?
I'm very good, mate. Very good indeed. We've got some very pretty cars in front of us and some fantastic drivers. Now, of course,
absolutely.
You've got the Pramac racing car, one of my favourites, the second one that I made. What do you make of it?
Well, it looks great, and to us, formerly the Pramac team was Team Gresini, so still an Italian driving for a former Italian team is going to be good. Have to say, I was really hoping and rooting for the 5-a-day because it would have fit my NHS background, and all the dietitian in my team would have been happy, but I just missed out for that. Damn it.
Well, in future seasons, you never know what could happen, mate? But
it's true.
It's there's a good environment already behind this championship, which I'm really pleased about. And you know, to have you on the grid as well is awesome, mate. Because I've seen you racing a lot of different series. You've had very mixed luck, and I really hope that it comes true in this one. Because I think you'll get on with this car from what I've seen of your driving. So it should be fun. Have you driven it yet?
Yeah, I did some couple of laps at Alton Park after I saw your video, just to try and get a head around. It is a different car from the TCR, has some strange behavior, but is a bit more predictable. It is something
Yeah.
I can translate the experience I had with the TCR in this one. Plus,
Yeah.
to me, this is going to be a fun championship. Absolutely no pressure, just coming in, have a good laughter. It will be fun to race with Craig, Jason, and Adam Wright. He used to be one of my teammates in another
Cool.
championship.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's going to be fun. Plenty of people we know. So a good Tuesday evening all together.
Well, fingers crossed, mate. And again, thank you for signing up. It's great to have you on board. And I look forward to seeing how you wrangle the very pretty Pramac machine around, mate. Nice one.
Yeah, finger crossed. Let's see how it goes. And thank you very much for organising this one.
No worries, mate. Absolute pleasure. I'll see you soon.
Catch you later. Bye.
He's such a sound guy, he's Daniele. Absolutely brilliant. Another man that's jumped in to have a good chat is Robert Lundgren, who is one of the... Whereabouts are you on the list? Oh my God. There's too many cars on this list. Mirage Sport, there you go. Again, one of the very, very pretty machines, the big, deep red pixelated car. What do you make of that one, mate? You pleased with it?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
And can we expect to see it near the front this season? I mean, how long's it been since you've driven the Kia?
Year and a half.
Oh, heck.
It shouldn't be a problem, though.
No, well, to be fair, it was probably about, 2-3 years ago now where they apparently broke it, but I think that's just because we were all so used to it being oversteery that when they made it a bit more understeery, it sort of made it a bit more... I mean, as Daniele said there, it's quite predictable, isn't it, this car?
Yeah, it is.
And
You point the steering wheel and the car goes where you point it, so...
Unless you put your right foot down.
True.
Is there any circuit on the calendar that takes you fancy?
There are a few of them. I haven't really had a good look at it, but I'm looking forward to the first round.
Yes, indeed. A few weeks from now, we'll obviously have pre-season testing at Alton Park, but yeah, I'm hoping you can get them Mirage Sport cars some strong points, mate. Because honestly, that livery was a very happy little accident that happened. So hopefully we can see some good points next to it by the end of the season.
I'll do my best.
Love it, Rob. Good to have you, mate. We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, there we go, everybody. That is the lineup for the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. There is one more piece of news as well for those of you that have stuck around to see what's going on. If you go onto iRacing right now and you go into the League Sessions section, you'll see there is a surprise testing session that's gone live now with the Kia Optima at Alton Park. So you get an extra bit of pre-season testing that I've hosted for a bit of a laugh. Obviously, the liveries aren't done or anything yet. I have to do all those manually. But if you go into League Sessions, I say now, actually, it's going to go live in 20 minutes by the look of it. Where the hell has it gone? It's disappeared. Great, yeah. 8:30, it goes live. Alton Park, pre-season testing. If you want to do a bit more testing there, it's on me. Crack on. Do that. It's only $1. It's not like I'm buying you the world, but if you want to go and do some testing, feel free. Go and enjoy yourselves. Get used to the car if you haven't already. If you've got the evening free, then why not? But as for now, that is all from me, I'm afraid. But obviously, we will see you next Tuesday on the 4th of May for pre-season testing, which will be broadcast live. And then we get 2 weeks until the first round of the championship at Silverstone, where we'll be racing around the international layout on the new circuit. So it's going to be very, very interesting. That's going to be a really fun round. But as for now, everybody, thank you very, very much for watching. It's been an absolute joy, and I can't wait to see you all on Tuesday. My name's Chaz Draycott. This is Chaz Draycott Media in the European Touring Car Championship. We'll see you soon. I'm going to give you a finishing screen now that says I'll be right back, but I won't. I'll see you soon.